Greetings, YouTube. I wanted to make a video today about a few things, and I've just decided to kind of collect some screenshots and throw this in as part of it. To be clear, this is a gift that a summoner received in the past couple of months. This wasn't this week or anything, but it's relevant because the last couple of months, two things have been going on in Marvel Contest of Champions that have kind of a bearing right now in the game. The first is what I touched on yesterday and others have touched on since about the champion changes in Act 6, about how Kabam continues to have this pattern where they allow content creators and YouTubers and summoners alike to rank up champions and promote them and show gameplay of, say, beating the champion boss for months and months and months, and they turn a blind eye. And then when you kind of least expect it, they just shut off the valve and they say, oh, it was a bug, we got to fix it. But they've known about the bug for months and months and months, and it's benefited their pocketbook and allowed us as YouTubers to talk highly about new champions like Black Widow Clairvoyant or old champions like Morningstar. But, you know, when they cease the bug, and when it's a bug, they aren't going to say to you, we're going to give you a refund for all those crystals that you bought for Black Widow Clairvoyant, or we're going to give you a refund on those rank up materials that you used to take up your Morningstar because you wanted to take down the champion boss. When it's a bug, Kabam's off the hook. They just say, hey, look, it was a bug. It's not our problem. It's actually lucky for you that it was available as long as possible. But these are things going on in broad daylight. They're not happening behind the scenes. It's not like these videos are secret. They're all public. People are sharing them. Kabam has to know, if we know that, you know, somebody on in that company has to know that that's the case. So that's problem number one. But what you're staring at, of course, isn't that. This is the other problem. So in the last few months, and certainly in the past couple of weeks, the Ultimate Crystal example has been a really minuscule example of this, because the Ultimate Crystal is what some summoners got for free. It was a quest that you technically had to complete, but you could do it basically with 3 stars on auto fight, and you got a free Ultimate Crystal. The guy who reached out to me to send me that on his account, because he hadn't logged in 3 days, was an in-game player that had completed most of Act 6, and I think an Abyss Path and all of Labyrinth. And so an Ultimate Crystal was almost like a slap in the face, because if you're thinking about quitting the game, who's going to stick around for a 4-star champion? But really, it's most likely a 3-star champion. But regardless, it's just a way for Kabam to get people back in the game. Well, this is probably the most common way. And there are still people, it amazes me, in comments of videos and on Reddit and Line, who will try to say, oh, hero crystals aren't rigged. Hero crystals have the same drop rates for every champion. We have looked at the data. We know that's not true. We also know that Kabam knows who the best champions are. Now, this is a older commercial for a free gift, but at the same time, Iron Man Infinity War is not Blade, and it's not Domino, and it's not Corvus Clave. So Iron Man Infinity War, no doubt, is the least of those champions' names. But still, Kabam knows that they're really good, and so this is a way to market. So this is how this problem is connected to the first problem we talked about. You market for people to get back in the contest to get a free 5-star. That 5-star is rigged. It's going to give you one of the best champs in the game, because they're not going to get you back in the game if you get a 5-star Groot. That's going to allow you a chance to burn your phone to the ground and delete the app so fast you know it hits you. So in this case, the summoner who is willing to say, Prof, in the context of nerfing champion abilities because of a bug, I think it's worth noting that when I got this, I ended up pulling and immediately ranking up Stark Spidey. He had just enough rank up materials because he's level 51, as you can see. He was uncollected to have finally gotten good luck because of that rigged crystal. They gave him a free 5-star basic crystal. He opened it, and guess what? He stayed. It worked. The goal of the marketing program was to get him to play the game again. Now, he does say that he was not even a casual spender, really. The only main money he spent was to become uncollected in the first place and take down the collector, and that was probably about 30 euros worth of purchases for revives and potions. Again, there's no way for me to actually verify that this is 100% true, because I'm not this guy. I can just take his word in the first place. But what I do know is we have enough data in the past to talk about similar experiences where a bunch of people got not just Starkey, but also Killmonger when they got the free Gwenpool Goes to the Movies crystal for downloading the game back a couple years ago when they didn't do the event, but Kabam still wanted to give them an incentive to re-download the game. This is not uncommon. I'm sure other mobile games do this. Casinos do this all the time where they contact people when, you could go to casinos and you could get free slot play or hotel stays or restaurant credits, etc. But my point is, we've got two things going on. We've got Kabam, who for a while will let us use new champs that we hype up and have people throw a bunch of money at, especially for featured calves or grinding in the arena to get the champion the old-fashioned way. Or older champs that you think, hey, this champion like Morningstar is still going to be really good for this fight. You use them, they become OP, the fights are there for months, and then they just kind of say at the end of a patch notes, hey, it's a bug, we're going to fix it. And I'm going to keep saying this until it gets fixed. If you thought my passion to take out cheaters in the game was bad, every single person I know has been affected and continues to be affected playing this game by the freaking anti-player hit a combo into a block and trigger a special that will wreck you in all layers of the content bug that's been out for over a year now. And Kabam has not fixed it. And I am convinced now that they're going to say it's not even a bug. It's just part of the evolution of the game. Get better or get wrecked. And we cannot allow that to happen because it's them ignoring a problem for so long that they just assume it's going to eventually go away. So, we have the champions getting their abilities for a fight that they've had for months taken away because Kabam's just decided that they're going to stop losing money on the fight even though they've known about it for months. We have people getting free God tier champions in the past several months because of deals that hook them in to this system. And then we have the third thing, which is anti-player bugs still going on, but them refusing to actually do anything about it until eventually they can just say, well, it's been in the game for long enough to where now it's working as intended, because that's one of their other favorite phrases. All these things happening at the same time collectively, and so it's just something to be aware of, because we need Kabam to not just randomly patch up the quote-unquote bugs that may not even be bugs, or if they're bugs, they've turned a blind eye for them for months, but when it comes to a bug that actually hurts the player base, they just ignore it until they can eventually say it's just part of the game. And that's my biggest fear with this trend. And we've seen it for years, but it's escalating now, and people are spending more money than they ever have before. And so it benefits Kabam to do nothing about it because featured Cavalier Crystals are a lot of revenue for them, especially with new hyped-up champions that actually meet the hype like Black Widow Clairvoyant. So, I know that was a rant, but at the same time, I want to touch on three things: the ongoing anger and understandable justification for when you can call something a bug and take away their ability, like the champion, free God tier champs for some people who then get sucked back into this whole game in the first place, and then lastly, anti-player bugs that are costing players revives and potions and units, and yet it's been over a year. I can't even tell you how many help tickets have been filed. I've filed help tickets, and not only that, but they're just instantly closed, right? There isn't even an ability to have a discussion about this. There's silence, and that's a fourth huge problem. Okay, I didn't want this video to be 10 minutes long. I don't want to get to, let's just do double ads because that's not how my channel operates. So we're going to end this video here, but YouTube, we got to keep talking about this. We got to keep opening forum posts and firing out help requests, because if we don't, they're just going to do nothing about it until eventually they can say, well, it's been around for a while, so it's just part of the game. Not cool, YouTube. Not cool at all.